All right, guys. So let's work on the first section. It is using Pythagorean Theorem on a graph. Okay? So I give you 2 points, and you have to figure out the distance between these 2 points. Now, normally, when you're dealing with distance, it's 2 things next to each other. So you just count the boxes and that's it. But because these are diagonal, it becomes more difficult. So what you have to do is make a triangle out of this and figure out how far you traveled this way, how far you traveled up, and that will help you fill out A and B. And then C will be the answer. So how far did -3 travel to get to 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know that the first number is 6 squared. Now remember, squared means times itself. Okay? So the next one is, how did you get from here to here? So -1, 1, 2, 3. So the other number is 3. So 3 squared goes here. And that's going to equal our final answer squared. So 6 times itself is 36. 3 times itself is 9 equals C squared. You put these together and you're going to get 45 equals C squared. So what you're going to have to do is square root the 45. Okay, that's how you get rid of this too. I don't want to know what C squared equals. I want to know what C equals. So if you square root this, it will get rid of this. And then here you square root. So the answer for C is square root of 45. Now, because usually people don't leave answers like that, you'd go into the calculator, type in square root of 45, and you'd get 6.70. So we'll leave it as 6.7 equals C. All right? Let's try that again. But what if they just gave you the points and didn't give you the graph to count off of? Well, you could still do the same thing. All you have to do is figure out how far is -2 from 7. So -2 all the way to 7 would be 9 steps. So this would be 9. So the first number is 9. The second one is, how far does 1 travel to get to 5? It travels 4 steps. So your second number would be 4. And that will give you the results of C squared. So 9 squared would give us 81. 4 squared would give us 16. That's, remember, a number times itself. So then you add these together, right? And you get 97 equals C squared. How do we do the last step? We square root both sides. So the square root of 97 equals C, because the square root cancels it. So if you were to type in the square root of 97, you'd get 9.84. So we're just going to leave it as 9.8 equals C. Okay? So that's for that part. So let's work on this part here. We're going to be finding surface area, the area of all the surfaces. For a cylinder, here's the formula. Okay, the circles are pi r squared. That's why there's 2 of them. And this central part is diameter pi height. Now, because every element of this problem has pi in it, we're going to ignore pi for right now and just slide it in right at the last second. So I want you to focus on 2r squared plus diameter height. And then at the end, we'll put pi in. So now we have to find the radius and we have to find the diameter. Now, if you're looking at a circle, the radius is from the middle to the wall. Okay, so that's the radius. Diameter is the full length. So like double R. Okay, so diameter is just R plus R. So let's see what they gave us. They gave us 5 feet for R. So R equals 5 feet. R equals 5 feet. Now diameter is double the R, so we know that diameter is 10 feet. What else did they give us? They give us the height. Remember, H. So H is 8 feet. Okay, I think we have everything. So we're going to replace R with 5. So 2 times whatever 5 squared is. Remember, you have to do 5 squared first. Then the second part over here on the right is diameter, which is 10, times the height, which is 8. And we're getting all this information from this drawing over here. So 5 squared, so 5 times itself is 25. 25 times 2 is 50. So this part right here turns into 50. Then 10 times 8 is 80. We put these two together and we get 130. And right at the last second, we're going to put in pi. So the answer is 130 pi. And this is feet. We're doing area, so feet squared. Now, if you actually wanted to remove the pi, all you'd have to do is do 130 times 3.14 as your final step. And the answer would be 408.2 feet squared. So you ignore pi up to here. If they want it in terms of pi, you're done. If they don't, all you have to do is that last step, which is your answer times 3.14, because that's what pi is. Pi is 3.14 for when we're working on it in class. All right, let's work on the other ones. So let's scroll this down here and work on this. So the cone formula is pi r squared, because there's one circle, and then pi rl is the cone part. So again, we're going to ignore pi, r squared plus r times slant height. That's what the L stands for, slanted height. So here they gave us what? What did they give us? R equals 3 feet. Okay, diameter, which is the whole thing, is going to have to be 10 feet. And slant height is 5 feet. The formula doesn't even need diameter, so I'm just going to ignore that. We just need 3, so 3 times itself. And the other one is 3 and 5. So this will make 9, and this will make 15. Together, that will make 24. Last second, boop, put in the pi. It's feet, so I'm going to write feet squared, and we're done. Now, if you want to do that extra mile and multiply by pi, the answer would be 75.36 feet squared. Now, here we go. Last one is going to be the circle, even smaller of a formula. All I need is the radius. Let's see what they gave me. They gave me the full length, which is the diameter. So if the diameter equals 20 feet, the radius is half, so the radius is just going to be 10 feet. So this is going to be, I'm ignoring pi, so this is going to be 4r squared. So it's going to be 4 times 10 squared. 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 4 is 400. Grab the pi right at the last second. Put it right there. This is also feet, so we'll write feet squared. And we're done. Now if you write 400 times 3.14, you're going to get 1,256 feet squared. And that's it.